The Battle of Maserfield Field, Welsh, Maes Cogway, was fought on 5 August 641 or 642, between the Anglo-Saxon kings Oswald of Northumbria and Penda of Mercia, ending in Oswald's defeat, death, and dismemberment. The battle was also known as Cogway to the Welsh, with their countrymen from Penguin participating in the battle, probably as allies of the Mercians. Bede reports the commonly accepted date given above. The Welsh Annal Cambria is generally considered incorrect in giving the year of the battle as 644. The site of the battle is traditionally identified with Oswestry. Arguments have been made for and against the accuracy of this identification. Background: since the death of Oswald's uncle Edwin of Northumbria at Hatfield Chase in 633, the Mercians under Penda had presented an obstacle to the power of Northumbria over the lands of Britain south of the Humber. Oswald had defeated Cadwallon ap Cadfan of Gwynedd, king of the Britons, at Heavenfield in 634, and subsequently re-established Northumbrian hegemony across much of Britain, although it is thought that Penda recognized Oswald's authority in some form after Hatfield. He may nevertheless have been hostile to Northumbrian power, or at least perceived by Oswald as a threat. Outbreak of War. The cause of the war that led to Maserfield is unknown. The historian Bede, writing in the next century, portrayed Oswald as a saintly figure in his Historia Ecclesiastica Gentis Anglorum. His desire to portray Oswald in a positive light may have led him to omit mention of Oswald's aggressive warfare. He says only that Oswald died fighting for his country at Maserfield, giving the impression that the battle was part of a just war. The location of the battle is traditionally identified as Oswestry in Shropshire, which at that time is thought to have probably still been in the territory of Powys. If this location is correct, it would mean Oswald was in the territory of his enemies, which would suggest he was on the offensive. Penda's Welsh allies would have included Cindilan ap Cyndwyn of Powys. The Marawn ad Cindilan says of him that, when the son of Pyd requested how ready he was, this may be a reference to Penda, the son of Pyber, meaning that Cindilan was eager to fight in battle alongside him. Cadwaladr ap Cadwallon is also thought to have donated reinforcements to Penda from the Kingdom of Gwynedd. Battle. The outcome of the battle was defeat for the Northumbrians. Bede mentions the story that Oswald prayed for the souls of his soldiers when he saw that he was about to die. Oswald's body was cut into pieces, and his head and arms mounted on poles. The parts were retrieved in the next year by his brother and successor Oswiu. Since Penda was a pagan and Oswald was Christian, the latter was subsequently venerated as a martyr and saint. Bede reports a number of miracles attributed to Oswald's bones and to the spot where he died. The Historia Brittonum accredits Penda's victory to diabolical agency, but the characterization of the battle as a clash between Christians and pagans may be oversimplified if there were Welsh, who were Christian, fighting on Penda's side. The 20th century historian P. Kirby wrote that the battle left Penda as, without question, the most powerful Mercian ruler so far to have emerged in the Midlands, according to the Historia Brittonum and the Annal Cambria. Penda's brother Eowa, also said to have been a king of the Mercians, was killed in the battle along with Oswald. The possibility exists that he was subject to Oswald and fighting in the battle as his ally. It has been suggested that Eowa was the dominant king among the Mercians for a period prior to the battle, and it has also been suggested that he had ruled the northern Mercians while Penda ruled the southern Mercians. Since the Historia Brittonum says Penda ruled for only 10 years, this may mean that it was dating Penda's reign from the time of his victory at Maserfield. This would make sense if Eowa's death removed an important rival to Penda, enabling him to claim or consolidate authority over all the Mercians. Aftermath. Following the battle, Derea, in the southern part of Northumbria, chose a king of its own, Oswine, while Bernicia in the north was ruled by Oswald's brother Oswiu. Thus the battle led to the internal weakening and fracturing of the Northumbrian kingdom, a situation which lasted until after the Battle of the Windward, despite Oswine's murder on the orders of Oswiu in 651. According to Frank Stenton, Maserfield left Penderers, the most formidable king in England. He maintained this position until his death against the Bernicians at the Battle of Windward in 655. At times in the years between the two battles, his power was sufficient that he could mount destructive raids into Bernicia itself, at one point besieging Bamborough, prior to his final, doomed campaign.